To NYT Properties. This program is designed to educate buyers and sellers of properties together with property professionals. My name is Kevin Maropi and I'm your host. Today we're talking foreclosure, also known as sales in execution. This is the process where the bank puts your property in a public auction to try and recover the home loan that is attached to the property. Generally, the banks are not in the business of attaching homes. When the banks find themselves having to go through this process, is because the seller has failed to sell the property in time or is unable to sell, or he really does not want to sell the property. So remember that the banks are not in a business of repossessing people's homes. The banks are in the business of borrowing clients, especially their own clients, a home loan so that they can purchase themselves a property, either for themselves or for their family. So it happens, let's remember something, that a home loan generally is a 20-year, sometimes a 20-year period. During that time, you still have a contract with the bank. So even though you've paid the property for the last 10 years or 15 years, the last 5 remaining years, if you have a 20-year agreement, that does not mean that the property is yours, or that does not mean that the bank has to be lenient towards you. The banks are there in the business of borrowing people money, and they make money by charging interest on that. So when the seller fails to pay the bank and at the same time fails to sell the property, the banks have to go to the courts to seek relief. So what is the process involved? We're going to start by explaining the dictionary definitions of this word so that you can have more understanding of how the whole process works. Foreclosure, what does it mean? The process of taking possession of a mortgage property as a result of a mortgagee's failure to keep up mortgage payments. Summons, what does that mean? It is written notification that a homeowner is required to appear and defend, example, by filing an answer within a specific time, or a default judgment will be rendered to the bank for a non-payment. Default judgment, what does that mean? Is a judgment awarded to the bank against a home loan in which a property is subject to court's control to satisfy a claim against the homeowner. Sale in execution. A sale of property by a sheriff under the authority of a court's writ of execution in order to satisfy an unpaid obligation by the homeowner towards the bank. So here's the process. The bank will phone you, make an arrangement with you, and you'll enter into an arrangement, try and pay, and eventually when you can't pay anymore or you are unwilling to sell, then the bank will go to the courts and ask for a relief where the courts will grant, firstly the courts, there will be a summons against your house. If you can't defend that summons, where the bank say you owe them and you're not paying them, so you can go to court and say, you're busy paying, the bank did not calculate they got their figures wrong, if that's the truth. If not, then the courts will give the banks a default judgment. Now, during this process, you can still sell the property. Unfortunately, most people don't. Eventually, you're going to have a sales in execution. Before the sales in execution, you can still sell the property to try and recover the bank's money. Unfortunately, most people don't. So this whole process will take naturally about 6 to 9 months, sometimes even a year. Which means during this time, settle the bank whatever that you owe, otherwise sell the property. Even though there could be a difference, it will be a small difference that you can enter into an acknowledgement of debt with the bank. Unfortunately, most people still don't do that, and eventually the houses are sold in a public auction. Thank you again for tuning in. Remember, for more information, for any inquiries that you have, or are you a buyer of a property, or you want to sell your property, send us an email to info@nytproperties.co.za. Bye for now. Till next time.